Welcome back to another Marvel Rivals lore video. So I apologize that I have been so late on these lore videos. I love making these videos for you guys and I will continue to do so. A lot has just happened in my life and I apologize for that. But I'm back and I'm so excited to do my research and get back into these lore videos for you guys because I genuinely enjoy making them. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So today we are talking about the YGGSGARD dimension, or YGGSGARD timeline. Just remember that all these lore videos connect and are basically intertwined, so be sure to watch all the videos. YGGSGARD, Mosaic Timeline, Season 0. So to start off, if you read Hela's lore in the game, it stated the Queen of Hell felt the shattering of worlds. She also felt them basically being tethered or tied back up but in different ways. Her dimension, Hell, was unaffected, but she knew that if she left her realm, she would see drastic changes. Using her enchantments to see into the other worlds, she realized that mortals have done this. They broke and manipulated time itself. She was in awe of the power and immediately began scheming on how to make this power hers. She must now try to understand Chronovium, a creature from her army brought her a green crystal. She paid it no mind until she realized what the mortal named Victor Von Doom had done. She sent her flock of ravens and crows to scour and search for the crystal known as Chronovium. Turns out all Chronovium differ from one another. Hela knew whoever did this can rule beyond even the 10 realms. She spent time building up her armies and sought after the souls of great beings that she learned about called Celestials. Loki was hatching his own schemes, and Hela knew he'd come to ask for help. She never thought highly of Loki or worried about him because his schemes only helped her build her army. Whether he succeeded or not, she thought to herself that when he shows, this time she'll work with him and betray him later. A creature of unknown origins to Hela found its way into Hell. It was a fluid, parasitic creature. It spoke to Hela, saying that there is a celestial in Hela's realm, and its god wants the celestial back. It is the key to his freedom. This creature was a symbiote, and its god was Null. The creature said that Null was far more powerful and has been for eons before her. She pondered everything that she had learned. This god that the creature spoke of needed to be set free, so he was a god in chains. Yet he had the power to send a messenger to Hell. He knew the powers of the Celestials, and he knew that the time stream entanglement was bringing more souls to Hell. She wondered if there was a way straight from Hell to the creature's home planet called Clintar. She told the creature that Null rules Clintar and Hela rules Hell, and if he wishes to fight, then his soul is hers as well. She managed to open a portal to Clintar to release the creature. Now Null knows Hela can reach his world directly. She wanted him to know, and to think carefully what to do next. She spent more time gathering Chronovium imbued in Hell. She was going to not only spread Hell through space, but time too, with the help of Chronovium. So around the same time as all that is happening with Hela, in Loki's lore entry, we see how he reacts to the time stream entanglement. It starts off when Loki notices a new sap leaking from Yggdrasil, the world tree. It held some new essence. He then began experimenting with it. He realized at its core is time itself. He figured he can see into the future of Asgard and see what mischievous things he can come up with. What he saw not only shocked and frightened him, but even saddened him. Asgard was in ruins. This can't be, he said to himself. He searched hundreds, thousands more futures to find all Asgard's light in ruins. Finally, he found one single future where Asgard survived and is beautiful, yet its ruler was Loki himself. He knew what he needed to do. Loki decides to make a trip to Hell. Hela sends her guards to retrieve Loki and to bring him to her throne. Loki begins to speak of a plot to rid Odin and Thor. Hela interrupted Loki a few times, trying to question him and see what he was up to. But all of a sudden she notices that Loki has been dabbling in new magic. She could smell it on him. Loki had captured the essence of a new sap oozing out of cracks of the world tree. He stated, "As the world tree shapes the limits of our realms, this substance shapes the limits of our time." After a while, he held a small ball of what looked like amber in his hand. He gives Hela the ball. He said it will show her future as it did him. He then went on to explain his future at Asgard. He again asked if Hela would help him. This time she agreed, but she had her own vision for her realm, and Loki will help her with it, if she is to help him with his vision. One thing that Loki never suspected was that Hela was lying. Meanwhile, in Thor's story entry, Gone with the Thunder. It's here we find out that Thor sits in the Tower of Solitude, which is a sort of library slash prison that Odin would once use. He was imprisoned by Loki and sat eager to act before Asgard is in ruins. From outside came rhythmic impacts as something powerful hurled itself against the tower walls. Thor could only wait. The tower was enchanted, and it was only by trickery that Loki got Thor into the tower. Dust drifted off the tower wall. Loki is smart, but not smart enough to think of everything. For example, it did not occur to him that Thor could call Mjolnir without making a sound. Mjolnir shattered through the walls and met Thor's hand. Thor flew over Asgard, which had now been infested with the roots of Yggdrasil. Thor attacked Loki, smashing into Asgard's palace plaza. Loki summoned a portal, and into the portal Thor saw an army of dead, eyes glowing with Cronovium. Hela had stepped through the portal. Thor was blinded by rage, but Loki explained he was destined to save and rule Asgard. He went on about time and space collapsing, and so-called heroes trying and failing to fix things. Loki stated that he needed to intervene, but he couldn't if Thor was in the way. Loki motioned to the portal as it grew larger. Endless waves of Hela's dead army, along with Asgardians, dark elves, trolls from Jotunheim, and Hela's crows, descended upon Thor. He would only fight them off for so long. Thor knew he was the only one around to stop this, so he would keep fighting until he couldn't, and earn his passage to Valhalla. Hela intervened and dispelled her army. She grew tired of this game. She explained that Odin abandoned Asgard and Thor couldn't protect it, so Loki will. With her guidance, of course, she smiled. Thor said if they destroy the balance of the realms, then they'll bring Ragnarok. No, she said. The universes and realms have been torn apart and rebuilt, and the old rules don't apply. Thor flexed his arms to strike, but Hela had a trap enchantment on him. He couldn't move. Thor looked at Loki one last time. He could read his expression, that he will be back. With a toss of her hand, she flung Thor into a journey of mystery. He fell like a trail of fire throughout the sky. He had landed in a desert, but not on an earth that he knew. Whatever earth this was, he needed to find allies to remove Loki from the throne. Launching at him from afar was Hulk, but not the Hulk he knew. So now in the present, where you're playing the objectives on Marvel Rivals, there are multiple different objectives based on what team you're playing on, and that determines the different outcomes in the different realities. On the YGGSGARD map, you'll play one game leading a team to stop Loki's device, which will return all of the Cronovium sap back into the tree itself and cut off all the resources from Loki and Hela. On the other hand, your objective might be to help Loki defend the device. And this is basically where the YGGSGARD story kind of ends. It is very open, and it leaves room for the developing overall plot so far. So thank you so much for watching, and this has been the YGGSGARD era, the YGGSGARD timeline, dimension, whatever you want to call it, and this is what we know so far. Please, if I missed anything, or you know any additional content, feel free to comment below. And again, thank you for watching the video. Please like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.